St. Louis for a Week 10 matchup between the Atlanta Swarm and the St. Louis Gladiators. We're live here in Gateway Coliseum. Good evening, everyone. I am Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the booth is the Hall of Famer, Matt Wilson. On stats is the 2021 Houma, Louisiana Crawfish Eating Contest hopeful Gerald Smith, and our producer is SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League. Matt, how are you doing tonight?
I'm actually pretty full, Mike, so no contest for me.
No contest for you. We'll leave that to the Crawfish man himself, Gerald. Matt, I'm sure that they're sick of hearing about it, but the Gladiators started out 5-0 this season, only to drop their next 4 in a row, leaving them in second place in the East Division. Out on their heels, the 4-5 Atlanta Swarm. They're on a 2-game losing streak of their own and just a game ahead of Louisiana, who also resides in the East. It's a division that still is completely up for grabs, with any of the 4 teams able to take the number 1 spot by the end of the season. A critical division game tonight for both of these squads. What are the keys to victory for each of these teams?
You're right, Mike. St. Louis has been quite the losing streak. When they were winning, their offense was opportunistic and their defense was pretty dominant. The defense needs to step up today again and stop the Swarm passing game, which has been their strength. Atlanta's been uncharacteristically at the bottom part of the league in rushing, so BDG Hollywood needs to get involved and give the Gladiator defense something else to worry about. Which team will end the losing streak today, Mike? There's only one way to find out, and that's on the field.
All right, Matt. Well, let's head down to the field and get this one started then. Ball is already teed up and ready for kickoff. Amy Shalizzi getting ready to get things underway here at home. Ball is kicked about 3 yards deep into the end zone, where it is returned up.
Oh, no!
And it is recovered by Atlanta, so crisis averted, but the ball popped right out of the hands of Casey Morgan, and a great job with the sliding recovery, the backup running back Riley Freeman on the special teams squad getting the ball.
Must have been a big fan of the slip and slide as a kid.
So first down and 10 now from the 14-yard line. That's where Bryant Dynasty will lead the offense out onto the field. Out route to get the game started is complete up to the 19-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. The Atlanta Swarm offense is led by quarterback Bryant Dynasty. Matt, you mentioned BDG Hollywood in your opener. He is the halfback. Fullback is Mitchell O'Brien. Wide receivers Siege Falco and Boo Chisholm. The tight ends Jamal Wooding and Will Todd. Offset I formation here on second down. Ball is handed off to Hollywood for the first time tonight, and he goes for a loss of a yard. Taken down in the backfield by Rodney Panani.
Yeah, St. Louis really not putting many defensive linemen on the line, so in a play like that, their smaller, quicker defenses can be able to get to that a little bit, more easily than maybe a base 4-3 would.
4 wide receivers on the field now for third down and 6. Play action. Dynasty has time, steps up into the pocket, throws, and that one is complete. A great pass connected to Boo Chisholm will move the chains for a fresh set of downs. The starting defenders for the St. Louis Gladiators, the defensive linemen Tom Tanner and Igor Barbatov. And hold everything, because we have our first challenge of the ball game early on in this one. Andrew O'Reilly throwing the challenge flag.
Leaving no stone unturned, Mike.
Yeah, and I thought that one, I didn't even think to question that one, Matt. Boo gets both feet down.
That's beautiful. 2 feet.
Almost 3.
Wow, I know.
Let's see what the ref says here. And call on the field does indeed stand. So St. Louis will burn their first time out of the ball game. Nice and early on in this one. So, and there's the crowd cheering for Boo Chisholm, who just made that catch.
Didn't know Atlanta was at home, but it's like that. Name like Boo.
Maybe they were booing the call. I'm not entirely sure.
And there's a small gaggle of Atlanta fans here. Come on.
Dynasty hands the ball off to Hollywood.
Oh,
A little bit better yardage on that one. Only a gain of 4, second down and 6. Let's get back to the starting lineup for the defense. The linebackers, Rodney Panani, Mark Gronek, and Tony Roberto. The corners, Freeman Peltier and Drew Reilly. The safeties, Matt, there's 4 of them. Zach Haldorf, Geralt Winkler, Colin Douglas, and Nicholas Warner. Dynasty checks this one down to Mitchell O'Brien, who's able to get all the way up to the 36-yard line, inches away from the line to gain. Will set up a 3rd down and inches.
Nice grab by the fullback, 3rd and inches. You got to think rush. You got to think run. With the St. Louis defense the way they're coming out, I just hit it up the middle. They've compensated quite nicely, though. They have quite a few people.
The ball is indeed handed off straight up the middle. Not a big gain, but just enough to get the 1st down. They'll spot him with a gain of 2 on the play. First down and 10 now from the 38-yard line. Matt, this is the 8th meeting between these two teams. Atlanta is drastically winning the series 6-1. Only been one time that the home team has not won when these two teams have met, though. So interesting to see what happens there. Short pass is completed to Jamal Wooding, his first catch of the ball game. Good for only a gain of 2.
Yeah, not the greatest play. It's better than a loss, though. It gets you 2 yards closer, I guess, but much prefer a run there.
The last 5 matchups between these two teams, all won by Atlanta, one of which was here. All the rest of those games were all played in Atlanta. Deep pass over the middle is complete. Boo Chisholm catching it at the 40-yard line. He was wide open, Matt.
Well, he's wide open, Mike, but he had to go up a couple floors to catch that one. I think he had to go up to the women's wear department. 3rd floor, watch this. Jumping up for that grab. Yeah, so he had to go up a few floors. Taking the escalator. Nice job. See, everyone's booing, Mike. I don't know.
First down and 10 now from the 40. Dynasty quick pass over the middle. That one's caught for a gain of 7, and Atlanta continues to just move the ball with ease so far in this opening drive. Had nearly had a crisis on the fumble on the opening kickoff, but have recovered nicely all the way down to the St. Louis 33-yard line now. 2nd down and 3 to go. Atlanta losing last week, Matt, but only by 10. I mean, it was a 37-27 game in Atlanta against the 8-1 Denver Nightwings. 2nd down run goes for no gain, sets up a 3rd down and 3. It was a close game last week for St. Louis as well. They lost the division lead by losing that game. Tulsa beating them 20-14. So neither team, got destroyed last week. Both looking for their first win in the past couple of games at minimum. See who can do it here. Brian Dynasty hit as he throws. The ball is sailing, tipped and incomplete. That one was almost up for grabs at that point, Matt.
Dynasty's lucky he had enough arm strength. He gets hit. As he releases and the ball kind of sails on him. Trying to hit. There's a corner route. It was like a go corner combination there. And Boo Chisholm was open, but he had to adjust for the ball. And no, Drew really said, not today.
So they're going to bring Sammy Steele out for a 50-yard field goal try. It looks like they do indeed. Steele 18 of 20 so far on the season. This one looks like it'll officially be from 49 yards out.
Should be doable.
Kick is on its way, and it is good from 49. So Atlanta putting the first points of the ball game on the board with that field goal.
That's what you pay your kickers to do, Mike. Make these 47, 48, 50-plus yard kicks. Good start for Atlanta, considering their field position. The earnest is on St. Louis to try to answer back.
2 of 2 last week. Matty had a long of 51, so pegged it from even farther than that. So now we'll get an opportunity to see the St. Louis offense out on the field for the first time today. That return taken up to the 21-yard line. And Matt, one of your, I think anyway, one of your favorite fellow quarterbacks in the league, Christian Brown, leading his offense out onto the field. You've always liked his throwing motion.
Yeah, I mean the ball seems to move like a hot air balloon, but it usually hits its mark. But I think he's working with the strength coach, and I think his arm is, he's a rookie. It's getting stronger. We'll have to see how it looks today.
Ball is handed off to Bill Cherry, the fullback. Some power running straight up the middle gets them 6 on their first offensive snap of the night. Christian Brown's the quarterback. Cairo Martinez is the halfback. You just saw fullback Bill Cherry. The wide receivers are Eagle Mondavi and Paul Dillavu. The tight ends, Phil Koss and Guy Clausen. Bunch formation here on second down.
These two offenses look very similar on paper.
Ball is handed off. Looks like Martinez gets the carry, lowering the shoulder and trucking through the defender, getting the first down up to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, if St. Louis can get Cherry and Martinez moving, and again, Martinez is a power back as well, so if you can get good vision there, then Bull lowering the boom on good old number 23, that would be good to keep the turnover differential down. That's been St. Louis's one of their major strengths when they've won games and now they've all hands abandoned ship. Let's get all the receivers on the field.
Brown now alone in the backfield, Matt. 4 wide receivers and a tight end in the formation. Brown floats it, tipped and incomplete. Batted down, and you mentioned number 23. That's Moose Papineau, who, as you might remember, the last time we called an Atlanta game had quite the outing.
The Moose was loose, Mike.
The Moose was beyond loose. It was. I thought Moose should have won Player of the Game in that particular game.
Moose got out of his cage and started running back to the forest to see his mom. He was unfortunately dead, but these things happen. Sorry, Moose.
Jesus, that's awfully dark. Formation now on second down and 10. Ball is handed off to Martinez. Spins past the defender and is able to get the first down on one handoff. Great carry up to the 45-yard line.
Thunder from Martinez. Now we saw the lightning, right? A little bit of elusiveness there. You don't see that out of too many power backs. So just give it back to Bill now. That's what I would do. Martinez a break, try to get 3 or 4 yards, and then see what happens from there.
First and 10 will be a pass. Christian Brown throwing over the middle. Throws a laser. There's the increased arm strength you talked about, Matt. Phil Koss with his first catch of the ball game. And that one good up to the Atlanta 35.
Christian Brown drafted in the second round, and sometimes, those later round picks, they might not immediately possess, they got the brains to play in the league, but sometimes they don't have the quite physical tools coming out of the box. They need to work with their team's strength and conditioning coach, and Browns are doing that all season long, and as you've seen, a little less helium in that one.
First down and 10 now. The ball is handed off. Martinez gets the carry, good for a gain of 3. And, Matt, is there possibly maybe a little biased coming from a quarterback who was selected not just late in the draft, but with the last pick in the draft, talking about, sometimes the later round quarterbacks are the better ones.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, I only won 3 games in my debut, so Christian Brown's already doing way better than me.
and wearing your number 12 as well. Ball handed off to Bill Cherry. He's now doubled his carries from his outing last week. Able to get up to the 26-yard line, sets up a 3rd down and 1. The starting defense for the Atlanta Swarm, the defensive linemen, Chris Porter, Billy Ray Valentine, Leo Jefferson, and Joshua Williams. The linebackers, Cole Finnegan, Cree Higgins, Qantas Shine. The corners, Connor Darien, Blake Hamrick, and Jay Miraculous. The safeties are Moose Papineau and Chris Henry. 3rd down and 1. Split backs in the backfield. Martinez takes the handoff and easily scoots forward to the 22-yard line. Gets the first down, brought down by Qantas Shine.
And again, Martinez, another young guy, Mike, early on in the season, wide eyes, not quite sure what to do. And now becoming, a little bit more seasoned. And, this offense so far, both passing and rushing, look better than when I saw him a couple weeks ago. Oh, man.
Martinez running up the middle, hopping over some defenders to the 15-yard line, averaging 6.4 yards per carry on the game already, Matt. 2nd down and 3.
Again, that's a great advantage of having the the fullback halfback combo, right? It's like, having a second running back, so you don't have to, your main back doesn't have to shoulder the load, and you can run the ball more and keep both guys fresh. So if it was me, I'd be looking to hand it off to the fullback again, try to get a couple more yards, see if you get the first down.
And Bill Cherry takes the handoff, and that one goes nowhere. Sets up a 3rd down and 3 as we tick down to the 2-minute mark in the first quarter.
Well, when you run the ball a lot, Mike, you milk the clock, and if St. Louis could somehow come away with 7, boy, that'll be a major victory.
High formation.
They ran Cherry out of the set last time.
And they're running Martinez this time, and Matt, just like that, he's able to get another first down. Atlanta looked like they were moving the ball with ease in their opening possession, and now, honestly, St. Louis doing the same thing.
Yeah, and they're in a weird situation, right? They're on the 11th yard line, so technically they can get a first down at the 1, which is really hard to do. So, me, I just stick to the ground game. Look how far everyone's playing off on defense.
Martinez has some nice blocks set out in front and is able to get 6 on that one. Now a 12-play, 74-yard drive, Matt, in their opening possession. They've already had 4 first downs on this drive alone.
Besides one questionable pass by Christian Brown when they went wide. Like, just keep this. You got 2 tight ends, right? You got your halfback and your fullback, and just keep grinding on them.
2nd down and 4. Ball is handed off to Martinez. Well defended this time. The Atlanta Swarm defense piling on at the line. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 4. Cole Finnegan, first one there.
And that time they're in a goal line set. If they come out with that again, you got to hit your hot route, either a quick out or a quick post. Although now, not this time. Nobody is discussing what they're doing on offense or defense.
Christian Brown, no touchdowns, 4 picks last week. Can he get this one into the end zone here? 3rd down and 4. Pump fake, floats it into the end zone.
No.
Incomplete. In and out of the hands of his target. He's trying to hit Elsie Mondavi, and that one falls to the turf.
Now, and no offense on Elsie, but why don't you have Koss and Clausen on the field? You know what I mean? I'd run two, the quarterback, 3 wides and 2 tight ends, or that you halfback. I mean, just put all your players out there on a passing situation, because unfortunately, when the bench players come in, sometimes they're not warmed up. I mean, they're not starters for a reason, and you get a drop, unfortunately. It's such a long drive, too, to only come away with 3. Little disappointing if I'm a St. Louis fan.
Yeah, I would agree. 21 yards from the right hash. Kick is up and good. Knocked through by St. Louis kicker Amy Shalizzi, who's been doing that all season long as well. Has only missed 1 kick, Matt, 23 of 24. Number 2 in the league in both field goal attempts and field goals made. That ties this one up at 3-3 as the first quarter has already almost come to a close.
I'm all right with a quick one.
It's like, I got stuff to do. Let's wrap this up.
Gosh.
Unbelievable. First down and 10 now from the 20-yard line as that return is taken straight back up to the 20. If you are new to the league, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports and esports and role-playing games into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, you can visit the website simulationfl.net. The SFL puts the fan in fantasy, and Dynasty puts the ball right into the hands of Siege Falco. A little slow to get up, but first down and 10 after a 16-yard gain.
Atlanta getting a little more aggressive. Looked like it could have been a running situation, but finds over the middle with the slant. Nice play grabbed by Pelco, and Atlanta now got to respond back. Points are points, but we'll find out in the second quarter.
Absolutely, Matt. So 1 quarter in the books. 3-3 is the score. Each team only had 1 drive. I mean, we're just barely starting the second possession for Atlanta. It's only been 1 play. So, only two drives in this ballgame. A 12-play, 52-yard drive ending in a field goal, and a 15-play, 74-yard drive ending in a field goal. No turnovers yet. We almost had one on the opening kickoff. Dynasty back throw. Out route is complete to Boo Chisholm, who goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. 2nd down and 2.
So far, both teams, like I say, playing a pretty conservative game. They haven't really taken too many deep shots, contested, catches or throws by the quarterbacks. So, I mean, usually a good strategy, at least early on. Feel out your opponent. Don't make a big mistake.
Ball is handed off to BGG Hollywood. Runs up the middle for a first down. Mark Gronek with the tackle.
Just amazing, like I say, these two teams being able to move the ball up and down.
First and 10 now from the 49-yard line. Four wide receivers, trips to the bottom. Play action by Dynasty. He's going to throw it down to the bottom. Hits Siege Falco, who gets it up to the 35-yard line. And then he is brought down.
Someone got a page out of the Alaska playbook, Mike. Little play action. That's a Ron Cochran kind of play. But hey, if it works for Florida, why not use it, right?
I was going to say the Alaska playbook. I thought Ron Cochran played in Florida now, Matt.
I said Florida.
He said Alaska the first time.
Ah, shoot. We don't need to.
We're reliving last week already, and we're not even calling a Florida game. BDG Hollywood takes the handoff and runs right into the arms of Geralt Winkler. No gain on the play, tackled right at the line. Second down and 10 now at the 35.
Then trips to the top, one to the bottom. A lot of space on the top.
Deep drop and throws it to Hollywood behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, no.
And the entire Gladiator defense comes flying back up to the line. Tackle for a loss on the play. Brings up a 3rd down and 13.
I don't know if they were just trying to clear it out for a throw to Hollywood, but did not work out in his favor.
Trips to the right side of the formation now. Dynasty looking, goes up top and complete, but it will be short of the line to gain by 7 full yards. Brought down by Nicholas Warner, and that'll bring the drive to an end as they trot Sammy Steele back out onto the field for a second field goal try.
But that throw was important, Mike. That play was important. It got it well into Steele's range. Otherwise, you could be looking at maybe out of his range, depending on the wind situation.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, he just made a 49-yarder, and now he's got another 49-yarder heading in the opposite direction. Easily seemed to make the first one. And this one is on its way, and it is also good. 3 points tacked on to the score now for Atlanta, up 6-3 in the ball game.
Yeah, Steele, no problem. Looks like that would have been good from, let's see. Yeah, he's got another 3 yards easy on that one. 53. Once you get in that 52, 53, 54 range, then sometimes the snap becomes a factor. You need perfect timing. So definitely helps to have those extra yards.
So 2 drives, 2 field goals for Atlanta. St. Louis, with 8 minutes to go in the first half of action, will get a shot at their second drive of the ball game. First, that return up to the 22. The tackles on the kick returns just look really painful sometimes. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. You can follow us on Twitter for weekly broadcast schedules to discover team content and stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is, Mexico City, or how you enjoy the broadcast each week with the hashtag #MakeAnImpact. Thanks for your support and your viewership. First down and 10. And Martinez is going to hand off. Looked like he was fired out of a cannon on that one, Matt. Had some good speed right out of the gate. Second down and 8.
A missile, as you could say.
Got out of a missile. The legendary John Madden. I like to say that one, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, we love John Madden. Boom, there's the guy that ran fast.
Second down and 2. Ball is handed off to Martinez.
Oh.
Wow, the defensive line got so much pressure right off that jump, Matt, in the backfield before the handoff could even be made.
Yeah, that is some, tough. You look at the Atlanta Swarm defensive line, they're not messing around. 4 highly paid ends and tackles, so definitely had an effect on that run.
They're down and 4, and the ball is handed off to Bill Cherry. He's not able to get there. 4th down and 3, and that possession's going to quickly come to an end from their own 30-yard line, and we're going to see our first punt of the ball game.
Seeing that called in a 3-yard situation tells me that St. Louis is going to be maybe more run happy during the game unless they get way behind than pass happy. So that's something to watch out for.
Christian Brown with only 1 completion so far in the ball game, but only 3 pass attempts. So punt taken at the 30-yard line and brought up to the 33, and that's where Bryant Dynasty will lead the offense back out on the field for drive number 3. 11 of 12, 90 yards in the ball game so far.
11? So he's got like 11 times more passes.
Yeah, 11 times the completions that Brown has made.
Man, I'd be running off tackle to the top of the screen. Look at the linebackers lurking a little bit.
And instead, we're going to see a pass, and that one is taken out of the backfield up to the 35-yard line. Pass complete to Mitchell O'Brien.
I don't know, Mike. I'd want to set Hollywood up for a similar screen at the top. So much more space with a guy that is the most dangerous spin in this league. That's where you want to get him, in open space, and let him work.
Seeing that trips formation again. Dynasty.
Oh,
trying to hit the out route, and that one's going to fall down to the turf. Where the pass was intended for one of the backup receivers, Casey Morgan, the kick returner for the Swarm. And that one's going to be incomplete. Sets up a 3rd down and 8, and the St. Louis defense looking to get a quick 3 and out on this one.
Yeah, and both these teams have invested heavily on their defenses. So more backup receivers will be in, and that, again, like we saw with St. Louis, sometimes the drops happen.
Deep drop, quick pass, and that one is overthrown. Trying to hit Jamal Wooding, but overthrew his target, and that's not easy to do when you're throwing to a 6'6" tight end, but that is indeed what happened.
Maybe he thought he was 6'7".
Yeah, 1 more inch would have gotten him there. Chris Smith on to punt for the Swarm, and so St. Louis had a quick 3 and out, but Atlanta also with just a quick 3 and out, gaining only 2 yards on that possession. St. Louis will get the ball back and see what they can do on offense. Punt taken just inside the 30 and then brought up to the 30. Elsie Mondavi with the return. And we'll get Christian Brown and the offense back out onto the field for another offensive possession. Cairo Martinez, 11 carries on the day so far. Matt already has 54 yards rushing. Last week, Martinez over 100 yards and a touchdown. See if he can match that performance, maybe exceed it. That pass to Phil Koss is good for a gain of 4 to get the drive started.
Gains of 4 or more, Mike. Good on 1st down. Now you can try to give it back to Martinez or Cherry and see what they can do. If they can get to pick up the 1st down or at least get it, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1.
I formation now on 2nd down and 6. Ball handed off and met right in the backfield. Aquana Shine on the linebacker blitz. Gets in the backfield and makes the tackle for a loss.
That's one of those linebackers I wouldn't want to meet. I'm a running back to just get the ball and you see Aquana Shine standing there. You're just like, well,
I guess I'm done.
The white flag.
114 tackles for a loss, now 115 tackles for a loss in Aquana Shine's career. It's top 10 in league history. Not bad for the old linebacker. Oh, and right into his hands, right on cue. He was trying to go for an interception, but that one falls down to the turf. But another pass deflection in his storied career.
Yep. The Shine TFL kind of messed up the St. Louis running game plans, and they had to throw, and that one didn't look so pretty. So back and forth we go.
Quanah Shine, number 2 in the league in tackles all time at 1,240. That punt is away, and it'll fall down into the hands of the return man at the 34-yard line, and a great return. Gains 9 up to the 43, and that is where Atlanta will start once again on offense. Returned by Casey Morgan. And a quick 3-and-out on the last possession for Atlanta Met, only 2 yards gained. See if they can get more out of this one. Mark Gronick on the field for the defense. Dynasty hands the ball off to Hollywood, but the defense line for St. Louis now getting right into the backfield. Rodney Panani with the TFL. Also has 4 tackles on the day.
Yeah, Mike, we saw pretty much 3 great drives, and then it's been kind of ever since. Defense is maybe getting adjusted to what each other is trying to do offensively.
4 minutes to go now in the first half. Dynasty swings that one out to his left. Mitchell O'Brien is going to take it out of bounds at the 46-yard line. The SFL broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are being accepted now to try out for either play-by-play or analyst positions. No prior experience is required. Just got to love watching the SFL, Matt. That's really all it takes. If you like being part of the SFL, you'll probably like calling the games too. So if you'd like to apply, simulationfl.net/broadcasting. Play action on 3rd and 8. Going down to the bottom, and that one's complete. Siege Falco with the catch. Moves the chains at the St. Louis 41.
Yeah, Dynasty, the top of the screen was open, and I guess the bottom of the screen was open. As it's just a nice out route. Great drag there by Falco. Look at that. He wanted to make sure he was in, and he was definitely in.
So 1st and 10 from the 41.
Gladiators defense really doesn't want to give up even another field goal. It seems like one of those games where 3 points is 7. Oh, jeez.
Hollywood wrapped up right at the line again. Another loss of 2. He hasn't been able to get anything going yet, Matt. He's got 8 carries for 8 yards so far in this game.
But the blocking has really not been great either. Again, Hollywood needs space. That's why I am surprised they haven't tried to swing it out to him a little bit. They've hit O'Brien a couple times, but not Hollywood.
Trips to the bottom. Deep drop for Dynasty. Throws it 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage and barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a 3rd down and 12.
I mean, that's a dump down to Hollywood, but not a designed, swing pass. So Hollywood catching that flat-footed, it's really hard to get up to speed, and then you have no blocking. So, will St. Louis be able to stop Atlanta from scoring 3 more points? It's going to be up to this down.
2 backs in the backfield. Dynasty looking to throw, going deep down the middle. Has his man at the 15-yard line and brought down at the 13-yard line. Jamal Wooding didn't overthrow him that time, Matt.
No, but how much time did Dynasty have in the pocket? I mean, look at it. 1, 2, 3, and that's accelerated. So he had about 4 or 5 seconds. Wooding gets free in the middle of the defense, makes a nice grab, and St. Louis has got to hope that they can hold Atlanta to 3, and if Atlanta scores 7, they got to feel real good about themselves. I don't know if I'd be going gun here, but we shall see if it works out.
2 receivers on the field for the Swarm. Dynasty looking, checks it down right to the line of scrimmage once again, hitting Hollywood, and once again, no gain on the play. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd down and 10 now for the Swarm. The clock stops with 2 minutes to go. Trips to the bottom of the formation. Dynasty going towards the end zone, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Drew Really in the end zone, and he'll kneel it down for the touchback.
But look at the Dynasty was under pressure, Mike, finally, and tried to throw it the back of the end zone, and nobody was home.
Drew Really with 8 picks now on the season. Came into the game ranked number 9 in the league. Was able to prevent Atlanta from putting any more points on the board, and with 1:55 and 2 timeouts.
Brown's got to be careful not to give the ball back.
Brown with 4 picks last week, none so far in this one, and he's got his target down the left sideline, and just like that, one play and they're in Atlanta territory.
What a great play. Just an outright.
It looked like a fly route down the sideline.
I don't know. I think it was a post route. I think it jumped up, but I wasn't quite sure.
4 receivers in the set for the Gladiators. Christian Brown checks it down behind the line of scrimmage, and that really hasn't worked well for either team, but Martinez, nifty little move there. Kind of just jumps into the defender to push him back just a smidge so he can get at least a yard on the play. Chris Porter, the defensive end, trying to bring him down. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
That's actually a really good play by Martinez. Don't have to waste a timeout. Gets an extra yard. Every yard counts, especially if you're trying to get into at least field goal range.
Timeout burned on the opening possession with a questionable challenge that was made. Play action, pressure coming, tries to evade the defender, and is sacked, held onto the ball too long, and they've got to burn their second timeout now after the 6-yard loss on the sack back at midfield.
There's a little bit of inexperience showing from Brown. He should have just chucked that thing towards the receiver, but instead he let the defender just kind of whip around and sack him, and now at 3rd and 15. I mean, let's see what St. Louis's deepest play they can run is.
4 receivers into tight end on the field for the Gladiators. 3rd down and 15. Clock stopped with 1:10. Brown steps up, fires for the first down. It is complete all the way up to the 28-yard line.
Go Costs. There's still a tight end in there, Mike.
That's how it should be met. And once again hitting his target. Complete up to the 13-yard line, so it looked like all hope might be lost with 3rd down and 15 from midfield. 2 plays later, it's 1st and 10 from the Atlanta 13. Firing towards the end zone, and it's a touchdown! What a 3-play series for the Gladiators. Chris Brown throws a touchdown.
Touchdown Brown. That unique delivery. It looks like he just kind of flings it. And man, he had 2 really tough completions and then found a guy wide open in the end zone. And that's how you get the job done. That's how you run the 2-minute drill. They found a formation that they liked. Atlanta kept blitzing, and St. Louis took advantage of it.
St. Louis offensively ranked, Matt. They're in either the middle or lower half of the league in many categories: points per game, passing yards per game, touchdowns. But so far in this one, they've had some really good looking drives. One that ended in only a field goal, but they were right down there. They could have easily had a touchdown. It was a dropped pass in the end zone that prevented them from getting a touchdown on their opening possession, and converting a 3rd down and 15 3 passes later into 6 points. The extra point was up and good. Kickoff about 5 yards deep into the end zone, and that one will be taken out, and it'll cost them 3 yards. If he had kneeled it, would have had it at the 20. Instead, it'll be at the 17-yard line. So still all 3 timeouts, 37 seconds. Matt, what are you expecting out of the Swarm offense?
The 17, I think they're just going to run this ball. That's the thing. Neither of these teams have an explosive kick returner, so don't be expecting much.
St. Louis will get the ball back to start the second half as well, so it would behoove the Swarm to get some points. Boo Chisholm gets the catch up at the 24-yard line. Fifth
I'd be,
reception on the day, but they're just going to let the clock roll and maybe
I'd
one
be,
more play before halftime.
I'd be moving it. You got some yards, positive yards, and first down. You got 7 yards. Try to dig up another maybe 10. See what happens. But looks like they're just going to run it here. Maybe Hollywood could take it to the house. You never know.
Never know. We've seen crazier things. Ball is indeed handed off to Hollywood. Tries to get around the outside. And the St. Louis defense, the third layer of defense, getting there behind the line of scrimmage. That will bring us to halftime. Swarm 6, Gladiators 10. As we head into the halftime report. Matt, your thoughts on the first half of action?
Mike, look, rushing yards, 6 for Atlanta. I don't know if they can win this game with 12 total yards. Something's got to give. And they turned the ball over once, which is 2 negatives. That's why St. Louis is ahead in this game. It's just been if it's a low-scoring game, Mike, I think it favors the Gladiators big time.
Yeah, it really would, at least even statistically speaking, Matt. Like, as I was mentioning, and not to, point it out as a negative, St. Louis 20th in the league in points scored per game at only 18.2. And the Atlanta defense, however, Matt, they're also near the bottom of the league in points allowed. So on the flip side of that, the Atlanta offense, 4th in the league in points scored, 28.1, but the St. Louis defense, 10th in the league with only 22.3 points allowed. So overall, you have a good offense going up against a good defense, and then an offense that has struggled to put up points going up against a defense that struggled to stop points. So very evenly matched in both of those categories. So, to your point, a low-scoring game could potentially favor the Gladiators here in this one. And so far, 10-6. Heading into the half, St. Louis will get the ball back to start the second half of action. So 4 scoring drives out of the first 9 that took place in the first half of action. Atlanta, 12-play, 52-yard drive resulting in a field goal. St. Louis, 15-play, 74-yard drive resulting in a field goal. And Atlanta would follow that back up with another field goal drive of their own, 8 plays, 49 yards. 3 3-and-outs would happen before Atlanta would go on an 8-play, 43-yard drive that resulted in our one and only turnover of the ball game, throwing a pick in the end zone. St. Louis turned those into points off turnovers, Matt. 6 plays, 78 yards, including that 13-yard touchdown pass in the end zone after having a 3rd down and 15 at midfield. 3 plays later, getting it into the end zone. And they don't have a dynamic kick returner. And I think she took that as a challenge. Elsie Mondavi bringing that one up to the 28-yard line, breaking through some tackles.
Definitely better than starting at the 17.
Yes, absolutely. So Christian Brown leading the offense back out onto the field now. Drive number 5 for the Gladiators. 7 of 10, 108 yards, and a touchdown pass for Brown in the first half. And Martinez, 12 carries, 51 yards, adds a 5-yarder on there, averaging 4.2 yards per carry. Only a long of 10 and only has 1 catch out of the backfield for 1 yard. But doing well on the ground so far. 2nd down and 5.
They're running the box for Atlanta.
Ball is handed off, and no gain on that one. Martinez stuffed right at the line. Brought down by big Joshua Williams. Matt, I think you've been sacked by him once or 500 times.
I've been sacked by everybody, Mike. Big surprise. I own my own cryogenic machine at home. I just freeze myself.
Even punters have sacked Matt at some point.
Yeah,
so
probably.
3rd and 5. Christian Brown finds his target down the left sideline. Eagle Mondavi with the catch.
Eagle went up for the ball in the first half, Mike. The second half, he comes down with a tough catch. Look at this.
Scooped in with one hand, I think.
Yeah, heading towards the sideline, then gets jacked up and hangs onto the ball. And now he's taking a break. I would want to collect my thoughts, too, after that shot.
Moose Papineau laying the hit on that tackle.
The heck?
Faking. Fakes the pitch and hands it off. Matt's favorite play in football, the delayed handoff to the fullback. It's also Aquana Shine's favorite play in football because it gave him all kinds of time to read what was about to happen there.
I don't know if I've ever seen that play run in the SFL. Maybe for good reason.
It looked slightly bizarre. Well, it's not going to happen this time, Matt. Empty backfield. Christian Brown sidearms it up to the top, and that one's complete. Hauled in by Paul Dilivo. His second reception of the ball game, now 19 yards on the day.
There's the balloon ball I know and love, Mike. Just loop that thing like a slow slurve in baseball.
3rd down and 3 as Josh Williams fills the screen, heading back to the defensive line.
Be careful. St. Louis ran it here last time. Are they going to do it again?
They will pass this time, Matt. Brown throws it over the middle into coverage and somehow completes it right in front of the ref. What an amazing catch by Mondavi.
The Eagles has his, well, I wouldn't say he has fingerprints. Look at that sidearm delivery by Brown. A little classic sidearm. I've used that one once or twice. I have arthritis from it, but you got to use it every once in a while. But a nice strike by Brown, great catch from Mondavi. This offense looks rejuvenated at the beginning of the second half.
I formation now on 1st down and 10. Ball handed off to Martinez. Can't spin out of the arms of the defenders. Only gains 1 before he's brought down on the play by Jay Miraculous.
I mean, these blitzes look good on paper, Mike, but if Martinez can break a tackle, beat the blitz, beat the first level, he could be gone. So something to watch out for.
Watch out for a pass on this one, Matt. You see how I'm starting to be able to read offenses?
Oh, yeah, no running
middle.
Genius. Stick to the play-by-play, Mike.
Listen, Phil Koss with the catch. What if it was an end around? It could have been a run.
If it's an end around, I'll eat my wheelchair.
Well, I'd like to see that. 14 carries by Cairo Martinez, 50 yards. Don't eat your wheelchair, Matt. You still need that.
It's iron. I need it.
That's true. I'm sure the paint would be healthy, too. Martinez takes the handoff and goes right back to the line of scrimmage and gets brought down on the play.
Mike, did you see that all the old linemen on the ground? There's no place for Martinez to run.
Yeah, no, this defensive line. Yeah, the defensive line for Atlanta has been doing that a few times throughout this ball game, just absolutely crushing the St. Louis offensive line.
Oh, man, audible. Just throw it to the top of the screen. Wide open.
And they're going to run instead. Martinez able to gain 2 on the handoff, sets up a 3rd down and 8.
Well, they've seemed to shut down the running game as Atlanta. Now let's see if they can keep Brown out of the end zone. That's going to be very important for them going forward if they get down 17-6. That's not very nice.
I think that was a threat.
That was the moose.
Yes, it was the moose. Brown looking, fires over the middle, and that one is complete. 4th down and 3 now from the 4-yard line. Matt, I'd be tempted to go for it.
I don't think you can, Mike. Atlanta hasn't shown the ability to score a touchdown yet. I think you take your 3 points and you're happy with it.
I know, but 4th and 3 from the 4, you can get a 1st down without even scoring.
If it was 4th and 2 or 4th and 1, I might agree, but look how well Atlanta's been stopping the running game lately. I'll just take my 3 for now.
Amy Shalizzi on for a field goal attempt. This one should be the ultimate chip shot for her, and it is 21 yards away, adding 3 onto the score, now leading by 7. You can visit the all-new SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. There's links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,400 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field, including the one and only Hall of Fame quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs, drafted by the Santa Fe Guerrillas with the last pick in the draft, Matthew Wilson, who's here in the booth with me.
The players, Mike.
Huh?
Millions of players.
Millions? No, the thousands, Matt. Thousands of players. It's a common mistake.
Yeah, millions of miles, thousands. These things happen.
First down and 10 now from the Atlanta 20-yard line. Bryant Dynasty under center, 3 receivers on the field. 7-step drop. Dynasty going deep over the middle and nobody in the area. Might have been a little pass interference. I'm not sure. Somebody got bumped into. Boo Chisholm was the intended target. Pass is incomplete.
That was Atlanta's chance. They really had an open receiver that got bumped to kind of flip the field position. Even 3 is fine for them in this situation. But let's see if they can get Hollywood on a run play that actually works. Will he get blocking? That's the key.
Will he be able to spin to win? Dynasty hands it off to Hollywood, blocking in the backfield. Works for him this time, off to the races. Can he get past midfield? He gets almost all the way to midfield. Finally getting knocked out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Matt, you asked for a run play that works, and Atlanta delivered.
That's what happens when you get Hollywood blocks. Look, breaks a tackle. Nice block there by the old lineman. Hollywood accelerates, breaks another tackle. It's hit out of bounds. I mean, that's just some great running by BDG. And that's the kind of running that the Swarm offense needs. Again, keeping balance.
The best run by either running back by far so far in this one. 31 yards up the right sideline for BDG. Hollywood takes his rushing total from 7 yards to 38 yards, just like that. Dynasty in the gun. Quick pass over the middle. Has his man Siege Falco up at the 27-yard line. First down and 10 after that nice catch.
Atlanta getting chunk plays now, and that's good for their offense. They needed to respond, and that's a heck of a throw. Oof. Right in between a defender there. Now, I mean, Dynasty's had the 1 pick, but 1 pick's not bad. In this league, he's just got to keep it clean.
7.
Top of the screen, Mike. Nice out. Let's go.
Dynasty looking up towards the top. Pump fakes. Goes to that left-hand side. Siege Falco has it at the 5-yard line. First down and goal now. Nice catch on that corner route.
Falco in the slot, and he went corner. Yeah, look at him, Mike. He's in the slot, and he's just running towards the pylon pretty much. It's almost a slant, an out slant, and just great play calling by Atlanta, like 3 plays in a row. And now they're looking at another passing situation again. Bottom of the screen wide open, just a little square out there might get you a touchdown.
Dynasty goes to the top instead. Back corner of the end zone, incomplete, trying to hit Boo Chisholm. Pass was flying a little slow there, Matt, and well defended by the Gladiators, but no harm, no foul. Second down and goal from the 5.
Oh, man, though, I'd love to see him try to run it on first down. I had a little bit of trouble here. Do you go back to the running game with Hollywood, or do you try to throw it here? I would try to run it with this defensive set.
I see 3 receivers at the top with only 2 defenders. Play action going down to the bottom and into the end zone. Touchdown Atlanta, and they are a extra point try away from tying this one up.
Hey, there's the old Florida special, Mike, and it worked to perfection. Lots of time. The key is you need time for that play action. And look at the time Dynasty had. He's pursuing, looks to the corner and finds Boo Chisholm. And now we're all squared up, pending the extra point.
Yeah, after this extra point, we'll be all squared up. But I would be shocked if Sammy Steele did not knock this one through.
He might be Sammy Iron if he misses. And a downgraded metal. It'll be Sammy.
Sammy Aluminum.
Sammy, yeah.
Extra point is up and good. Just stop. Stop while you're ahead, Matt. 13-13.
Sammy Styrofoam. But he made it, so he's still Steel.
Unbelievable. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. You can visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. to help each team stand out from their opponents. You can get the gear that the fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. The return by Elsie Mandavi taken up to the 24-yard line. And that is where they will get another shot on offense. Christian Brown now 14-17, 174 yards. Has a touchdown, no picks. 12 plays, 67 yards was their last drive, the first of the second half. Ended with a field goal. Ball is handed off to Cairo Martinez. Gets a nice gain of 8 right up the middle to get this drive started.
Again, it helps when your whole O-line does not get obliterated and you have some blocks. Martinez took advantage of them getting 8. That's try to get back to what you started the first drive with, that kind of running game.
Second down and 2 now for the Gladiators. Ball is handed off to Bill Cherry, and he's trying to push forward, but only goes for, well, nothing. Third down and 2 now coming up.
Can't blame Cherry too much. He kept those legs at churning. There was just no spot for him to go through. And now, are they going to run or are they going to pass? We got the fullback. It looks like a run to me.
And it looks like a run to the Atlanta defense. Only 3 down linemen, but 5 right on the line. Hit behind the line of scrimmage. Can he get there? No, he can't. A great second effort by the Atlanta defense. Blake Hamrick getting there and stopping him before he can get to the first down marker. 4th and 1.
Well, Martinez could have just lowered his shoulder and tried to get the first. He tried to juke, and fortunately, the juke didn't work.
Punter onto the field now for the Gladiators. 3 and out. Almost able to get the first down, but not quite. So now Atlanta has an opportunity to reclaim the lead in this one. They held the lead after their opening possession where they got a field goal, and then their second possession they were able to get another field goal and retake the lead. But just before the half, St. Louis, with that impressive drive that they had, through a 13-yard touchdown pass, went into the end zone, took the lead into halftime, and then added on coming out of the break with another field goal. But all tied up in this one. Atlanta in possession of the ball. Hollywood only able to gain a yard off of that short pass.
We've seen that a couple times, and they just don't give Hollywood in a position where his momentum is coming forward. He's got to, again, dead stop, try to get going, and nothing was around.
BDG Hollywood, one of the all-time leading rushers in the league, number 1 in the league history with just shy of 2,300 carries and just under 12,000 yards. Dynasty throw over the middle, and it's picked off, going back the other way and getting all the way back to the Atlanta 39-yard line. What a jumping catch. Great pick by Geralt Winkler.
Well, Dynasty made a boo-boo, Mike, and these close games, those will cost you. Look at that grab, suctioning that ball with one hand. That man must have massive hands, and jumping up, bracing himself. The ball kind of hit the turf, but he had control, so I think that's a clean pick. And now St. Louis has the ball back. Back and forth we go.
First down and 10 now for the Gladiators. Now they're looking to reclaim the lead. Christian Brown, alone in the backfield, throws over the middle to Phil Koss. And a nice gain of 14 up to the Atlanta 25-yard line.
Atlanta sent a late blitz from secondary position, and that guy wasn't going to get. Look at that guy wasn't going to get there anytime soon. Couldn't catch his number, but I don't think that's a strategy you're going to really want to employ.
First down and 10. Just inside the 25. Martinez back on the field, flanked out to Brown's left. And another short pass over the middle, even shorter than before. Second down and 7 after a gain of 3.
But no matter what, St. Louis has to mind their P's and Q's because they're already in field goal range in this game. 3 points is big, like I've said. So you can be a little bit conservative. I'd be fine with that.
Brown swings it out to Martinez. Martinez able to get some nice yards on that one. Sets up a 3rd down and manageable too.
And I've been calling for that for Hollywood all game long. St. Louis overheard me and ran it to Martinez and worked really well. Now 3rd and 2. I suspect St. Louis is going to run the ball. Who's going to get it? Cherry or Martinez?
It's only one way to find out, Matt, and that's after this snap. And neither. Quick pass over the middle, and it's going to be batted down by the defender. Great play by one of the backup linebackers, Peyton Chisholm. And the field goal unit onto the field.
Maybe. Atlanta better watch out for the fake. Or the
1 second to go until the end of the 3rd quarter, but the clock is stopped, and it looks like Brown is just trying to draw them off sides. The Atlanta defense does not move, and a timeout is burned. And Matt, that could come back to haunt them. This is a 13-13 ball game. Yeah, I think I have no problem with them trying to draw them off sides, but I would say, okay, try to draw them off sides, and if it doesn't work, just snap it at the last second.
Well, just take the penalty. You got a great kicker. Take the 5, save the timeout. I think Amy Shalizzi is going to make, one from the 21 as well.
A 33-yard field goal try. High snap, but corralled in. Shalizzi up and good from 33. St. Louis reclaims the lead in this one. Matt, now 16-13 over the Atlanta Swarm. That is how the 3rd quarter will come to a close. 3 quarters in the books. 1 remains here in St. Louis. Gladiators back out in front. Swarm will get another shot at it on offense here after this kickoff. Casey Morgan back deep to receive for the Swarm.
Kind of watching that segue from this game, but will Portland win their first ever game, Mike? It could happen. I just don't know how deep it is in the 4th.
Kick knelt down in the end zone. 46 seconds left to go in that one, Matt.
Ooh, bonus coverage. I'm getting I'm getting there somehow.
Telling me we're going to TV.
I got to mind my P's and Q's when we go to TV.
Well, or all the time would be.
Would
be fantastic. What am I going to do with you? Did I mention that the broadcast team is looking for new analysts? Bryant Dynasty under center. Hands the ball off to Hollywood. Hops over the defender in the backfield and gets a gain of 4 up to the 24-yard line. Matt, he's only got 41 yards on the day, counting that long of 30.
All it takes is 1 with him, though, Mike. We saw him run 99 yards, I remember, in one game when Atlanta was on the 1-yard line facing disaster. So you got to keep him involved. But again, no swing passes. I'm surprised. Oof.
Short run up the middle. Goes absolutely nowhere that time, Matt. 3rd down and 5.
Well, to the air we go for St. Louis or for Atlanta, and they've been pretty successful with it. So maybe Wooding down there at the bottom might get a ball. I don't know. There's nobody kind of over him. Now there is.
Dynasty looking to throws for first down yardage, but instead that one's picked off. Colin Douglas with the interception and brings it back to the 31-yard line. That is now 3 picks on the day for Bryant Dynasty, and that's going to make things really tough for the Swarm as Gladiators are getting the ball back basically in scoring range already, Matt.
Looking for Guy Clausen. For Jamal Wooding. I thought he was open, but just a little off for Dynasty. And yeah, Wooding's like, man, I was open.
Yeah, a little frustrated, I think. Colin Douglas, number 3 all-time in league history with interceptions. That was his 113th. Oh, excuse me, 50th. That was his 50th career pick. He's in the top 10 all-time. Congratulations on 50 picks for Mr. Colin Douglas.
Now St. Louis can really lean on their running game, lean on milking this clock. It's still a lot of time in the fourth, but if you can, kill a couple minutes off and even just kick a field goal, it's going to be. Atlanta's sure they could score a touchdown, but whoa.
Yeah, Cairo Martinez runs right up the middle, gets inside the red zone, first down and 10 from the Atlanta 16-yard line after that nice run.
Yeah, fullback. Man, that was just the O-line part of the Red Sea, and Martinez just ran straight, did a great job, covered the ball, and first down, and St. Louis can run some more time off the clock.
Bill Cherry gets the handoff that time. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot going, but gains 2 on that one. Will keep the clock rolling here in the fourth quarter. St. Louis with a 3-point lead and possession of the football, hoping to add 6 on in this one. Second down and 8. Pass somehow caught and just shy of the end zone. They'll mark him down at the goal line. What a catch by Paul Dilivo.
I was looking at the top of the screen. I thought Browning's going to dump it off. Dead. There's a poster out, Mike, but boy, a lot of coverage, a lot of bodies, a lot of coverage, and somehow Brown fit that one in. Now it's going to be, I would just, Martinez, Cherry Martinez, and see what happens. Sounds like a drink.
Ball is handed off to Bill Cherry, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Gladiators. They tack 6 more points onto the board and an extra point try, setting them up to have a 10-point lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's when you want to, on the goal line, give it to your fullback. Cherry had to kind of maneuver around a little bit, but you got through, got the points, and now Atlanta's in a rough spot.
Amy Shalizzi on for the extra point try. $7:59 to go here in the ball game. Extra point is up, and it is good. (23-13). The Gladiators now lead over the Atlanta Swarm. That's Bill Cherry's first touchdown on the season.
Luckily, the chat is making jokes that I would normally make at home, but I can't make on the radio. Or on TV.
Or just about anywhere, Matt.
Friday nights are fine.
Well, Friday nights get interesting sometimes at Matt Wilson's house. Atlanta's...
Or La Casa.
First down and 10 from the Atlanta 17-yard line. Trailing by 10, they've got to try to get into the end zone here on this one. Only 12 rushing attempts for 41 yards for BDG Hollywood, and now down by 10 with only 8 minutes to go. I'm expecting to see a lot more of Bryant Dynasty throwing the ball just like that. Hits Jamal Wooding on that one. A gain of 9. Tried to hit Jamal Wooding on his last pass attempt too. That was instead picked off by Colin Douglas. But a good way to get this drive started. Second down and 1 coming up.
That's where Dynasty's got to be careful. There's still some time, but you don't want to commit another turnover. But again, you're riding that kind of gray area now where time is becoming short. So you still don't have to go all out, but you do have to, throw the ball down the field. a lot more than you would run.
Hollywood with blockers out in front. Look at him go down the right sideline, crossing midfield. No, he'll, yes, he does. He does cross the field, gets all the way up to the 44-yard line. What a great run by BDG Hollywood, and what a great way to welcome in a new audience, Matt. We welcome those of you who just watched Portland defeat Los Angeles 21-6. We're here at the Gateway Coliseum in St. Louis, where the Atlanta Swarm are currently trailing by 10 to the St. Louis Gladiators in a game that has featured a good performance by both offenses, but Bryant Dynasty, the quarterback on the field now, thrown 3 picks already.
Oh.
An incomplete pass there. And, Matt, I thought that was nearly going to be another pick. Nicholas Warner looking like he was getting ready to jump in front of that one. Falls harmlessly to the turf, though. Ooh, 2nd down and 10 now from the St. Louis 44.
Might have obscured the vision of the receiver, but, man, you can't afford drops like that when you're down by 10.
6:54 to go here in this one. Ball is handed off to Hollywood. Hollywood sidesteps the first defender and gets up to the 34. I thought he had enough for a first down, but they're going to mark him with a 3rd and inches. And, Matt, at this stage with the clock running, if they're going to run the ball, I would think they'd want to hurry back to the line, just hand it right back off to him.
I wouldn't be afraid to run it here. Just pick up your first down. Even if you don't, you're kind of in field goal range, but you do need 3 and 7, so...
They hand it off to Hollywood.
He's met
in the backfield, Matt. Tackled for a loss on the play. Gets brought down at the 36-yard line. I'd say that's outside of field goal range, too. A field goal wouldn't be the worst thing on this drive, but I don't think that they can make it from here. And no, they bring out the punter.
I'd go for it. No doubt in my mind. They better hope this punter caught the corners that he might be going back to working at Burger King.
Punt is away. Heading towards the corner. Is going to drop down at the 10 and roll to the goal line. Oh, perfect punt.
Oh, have it your way, Mike. Have it your way.
Down to the St. Louis goal line. Job security for number 9. You can't get it any closer to the goal line than that, man.
Old strategy, Cotton, but it paid off so far. Now Atlanta better just bring the heat. St. Louis is going to run the ball. If they can get a safety here, that would make things real interesting.
Turns it into a 1-score ball game if they can. Ball is handed off to Bill Cherry, and he's tackled. At the goal line. I thought that was a safety, but they're going to count it as being at the goal line. And Cole Finnegan is down. Linebacker for the Atlanta Swarm, number 57, Cole Finnegan. He's number 2 in tackles on this team.
He got blasted, Mike. Watch this block by the lineman. He just blasts him right in the chest, and hopefully he's just got the wind knocked out of him, but that'll hurt your run defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I was saying, number 2 tackler on the team, and he's actually also got 12 pass deflections on this season, a huge part of this Atlanta defense, and he's down. We'll have to look for an update on him. 2nd down and 10 from the goal line. Can they get in the backfield? This time they wrap him up in the end zone. It's a safety. And, Matt, it's a 1-score ball game.
Hold on to your horses. Wow. Just met Martinez in the end zone and was not letting him escape. And down a linebacker. That's very commendable by this Atlanta defense. And now it's all on Dynasty. Can he lead them to a tie or really turn the ball over?
Yeah, 3 turnovers so far for Bryant Dynasty. He is 18 of 22, so he's only got 1 incompletion outside of the 3 interceptions. 23 of 31 he is. He has his touchdown pass and the 3 interceptions, over 200 yards. So he's got to shake that off, Matt. We've talked about that plenty of times. What do you do after you've thrown a few picks? And, you've always told me the same thing. As the quarterback, you just got to come back out, just let it go, and keep on throwing the ball. You got a game to play. Dynasty, quick pass over the middle, and that one is complete. And looking like he had no fear there, hitting one of the backup tight ends, Al Chisholm.
But right now, Atlanta doesn't have to really rush. I mean, the 2-point conversion is always dicey, but it's a one-score game. So just run your offense. If it comes down to the 2-point conversion, so be it. But get your 8 the best way you can.
Hollywood taking the handoff, has a nice block, set up a first down as they are now in St. Louis territory with 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Tomorrow on For the Fans, coverage of the SFL starts at a new time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Mexico City battles Fort Worth in the tight as can be Tex-Mex division, while fellow division opponent Houston goes to London. All Atlantic teams are in action later when Florida visits Charleston and Carolina hosts Jacksonville. The SFL on For the Fans, we put the fan in fantasy. Second down and 10 now after that run goes nowhere.
Was a dump pass again. That play needs to be removed from the playbook.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times.
Put a swing in there instead. Now pressure ratcheting up a bit.
Dynasty swings it out to Hollywood. That doesn't work either, Matt. That goes for a loss of 1. And a field goal really does them no good at this point. Those 2 points at least made it an 8-point ball game, 1 score. Still,
all right. So let's see. Just try to get some kind of quick play for 7 or 8 yards, and then think about it. Maybe call a timeout and think about it on 4th down.
Short pass out to the fullback Mitchell O'Brien. 8. I think it's 4-down territory, Matt, but that didn't do them any favors.
Yeah, I don't know if Burger Boy can coffin corner it twice. I guess we're gonna find out here. If he can, Mike. Oh boy, it's gonna be dicey for both teams.
4th and 8, they elect to punt as the clock continues to roll. Can the punter do it again? It's this one away. It's going to bounce down at the 8, down at the 2, and into the end zone. Couldn't get a repeat performance out of Chris Smith.
That would have been legendary if he'd pinned him at the goal line twice. I might have jumped out of my chair.
Especially if they got 2 safeties, that would have been amazing. But it is not to be, as that one comes out to the 20-yard line. Christian Brown leading the offense out onto the field, and at this point, they just want to try to milk this clock and nurse their 8-point lead.
I remember St. Louis is down a timeout from earlier.
Ball is handed off to Martinez. Spins off the first tackler. Can't spin off the second tackler. And still no updates on Cole Finnegan. Waiting to see if we can hear back on what's going on with him.
Yeah, because he's your only inside linebacker. He's your field general, Mike, and that could really hurt your defense there when you're the guy that reads the defense and calls the plays for the defense is sitting on the sidelines or worse.
I think I actually just saw him back in the huddle. He might be back out onto the field, so maybe he did just get the wind knocked out of him. Offensive lineman just got absolutely crushed by Joshua Williams. That play only goes for a gain of 2, and there he is on that tackle right on cue. Thanks for making yourself known to us, Mr. Finnegan, with the tackle on the play, 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, well, that's what leaders do, Mike. Even if they're a little dinged up, they know their team needs them. They get back on the field if they can.
2 minutes to go in this one. It's a 3rd down and 6 on the other side of the 2-minute time stoppage. St. Louis ahead by 8. They'd love to get this first down and keep.
Yeah, they're going for it.
Yeah, love to make Atlanta start burning their timeouts here. 4 wide receivers on the field. Brown in the gun. Brown looking, has time, throws it behind the line, but wide.
Wow!
Plenty of field. Martinez able to get up to the 31-yard line, moves the chains, and Atlanta has to call their first timeout.
I thought that play had no chance, Mike.
Me too.
Look at Brown with one of his lollipop throws. No speed on. He wasn't moving. Was Martinez? He had to get up to speed, and he still made the first down. Someone in Atlanta fell asleep.
And a costly play for the Swarm there, Matt, as they call their first timeout. Minute 53 to go in the ball game now, and they cannot afford to allow another first down.
No, it's over.
Brown hands the ball off to Martinez. Martinez met right at the line, tackled once again by Cole Finnegan. Fighting through some pains of an injury to try to help lead his team to victory. Second timeout is called. Second down and 9.
Man,
as long as they can... Oh, go ahead.
They're going to wish they had that third timeout right about now because it's a different ball game. They're going to get 40 less seconds on the clock.
Yeah. They will get the ball back if they can prevent another first down from happening. But big runs like that will cost them as they burn now their final timeout. So the only way they can stop the clock now
incomplete
is
pass.
if, maybe St. Louis elects to try to throw it. If they run it, they could potentially run towards the sidelines, but with only 3 yards to go, you would think an outside run would at least net them 3 before they'd hit the out-of-bounds marker. So big play here. 3rd down and 3. Brown hands the ball off to Martinez. He's met behind the line and brought down for a loss. That defensive line's been doing it all day long, Matt. And guess who? Cole Finnegan back in the ball game, and he's made himself seen on just about every snap since he came back into the ball game. A tackle for a loss. 4th down and 5. The clock does continue to roll, but the Swarm will get it back with about a minute to go.
He's the Johnny 5 of the defense, Mike. He's alive.
Johnny 5 is alive. Wow, what a reference, Matt. Johnny 5.
Matt Wilson. Short Circuit 2 makes me cry every time.
Oh, of course. It's a heart-wrenching film. Graham Northrup punts this one away. Casey Morgan calls for the fair catch to try to preserve the clock. 59 seconds to go. And about 72 yards worth of field to go. They have to get a touchdown. It's 4-down territory the whole way.
Atlanta's got the big play ability to do this, Mike. They've got plays in their playbook where they can go really deep. The problem is you're throwing it up to this St. Louis defense as well. But
yeah,
and I don't like this, no shotgun. But we'll see if it's a 5-step drop, 7-step drop, 3-step drop, no step drop. We'll see.
7-step.
Here we go.
Deep down the left sideline and tipped in, incomplete. Trying to take the big play right off the bat. Boo Chisholm thrown to 10 times, but Geralt Winkler says, no, sir, you cannot have that one.
Oh, Winkler going for the pick. Be careful with that. Sometimes, as we've seen in other leagues, Mike, if their defense doesn't bat the ball down, you could get a fluky catch.
And keep your eyes open for number 17. You just saw him on your screen, Siege Falco. He had 10 receptions, 182 yards last week, including a 68-yarder. Could use that now. Throwing on the run, tipped in, incomplete. And that sets up a 3rd down and 10. And at this point, you don't really necessarily need the big play. You just need a first down.
Yeah, set yourself back up, spike the ball. But 7-step drops are definitely exciting, Mike. I don't know. Well,
Siege Falco and Boo Chisholm to the top of the trips formation.
If you need Boo, now is the time.
Dynasty, quick pass over the middle. Has his man, Boo Chisholm, off to the races, to the 20. Can he make it? 10, 5, touchdown Atlanta, and we're a 2-point conversion away from a tie ball game.
It's Boo time, Mike.
It is Boo time.
Some people say it's Bo time, but it's Boo time.
And you can hear the crowd saying boo.
Boo Chisholm, tough post route, and then turns on the afterburners. He says, no one's stripping this ball away from me. 2 hands for safety. Touchdown. And now it all comes down to this, Mike. 2-point conversion. Even if they don't get it, an onside would be interesting too. So there's a lot of scenarios where Atlanta could tie up or take the lead. It all starts with this. And
72-yard touchdown pass to Boo Chisholm puts him over 100 yards. Can we get the 2-point conversion? Ball's handed off to Hollywood. He can't make it. He's brought down in the backfield, and Matt, with no timeouts, it's going to come down to an onside kick.
Yeah, I didn't like the look of that formation, Mike. That's the one weakness of BDG, is he's not great on the goal line. He's not a power guy, and he ran away from contact. So here comes the onside kick.
Sammy Steele kicks this one away, and it is easily recovered by the St. Louis Gladiators. And Matt, just like that, or I should say with that, the St. Louis Gladiators will snap their 4-game losing streak and finally advance to win number 6.
Whew. What a game, though.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a fantastic ball game, and you know, it's always fun when it comes down to the final drive of the game. You know, I would have been interested to see Atlanta get that 2-point conversion and see what St. Louis could do. You know, with the ball, could they go down and get the field goal? Would it have sent it to overtime? You know, could have gone either way. So with that kneel down, I'm not sure if we'll see another one or not. The game clock is less than the play clock, so they can just let this one roll away. St. Louis will earn win number 6 with a 23-21 victory over the Atlanta Swarm.
That'll get them that much closer to the playoffs. I think 7 wins get you in for sure. So good on St. Louis. And Atlanta's still not out of it yet.
And there is your final score: Atlanta 21, St. Louis 23, as we head to the post-game show to look at some final stats and highlights. And Matt, get your final thoughts on this one.
Atlanta did a better job running the ball in the second half. But Mike, 3-0 in the turnover department. Subtract 1, Atlanta might have come away with the victory.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Next up, for the St. Louis Gladiators, they will still remain here at home. They will play host to the Las Vegas Fury. For Atlanta, they're on the road once again next week. They head to Arizona. They'll take on the Scorpions. 2 more weeks of regular season action remain here in the Simulation Football League Season 16, Matt. And that'll wrap things up for us in this one. Appreciate you all joining us here. For Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith, our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine, I am Mike Daggs. We'll send it back to the SFL studios for analysis and what's next after these messages. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and have a great night.